Good evening, good morning. These days on satellite, you never know when you're going to be on the air, if it's even called the air anymore. My name is Paul Shaffer, and I've got a show for you. It's so interesting that I can't even believe that they're letting me do it. And I've got a guest who is so interesting that, no matter how long we take, we're just going to scratch the surface. But I want to start by introducing this gentleman who has had one of the longest careers in, forget rock and roll, in show business. He was there when the British invasion was just being invented. He is still there on the cusp, on the cutting edge. He is remains to be relevant musically and socially, and we got him today, ladies and gentlemen. It's Graham Nash. Graham, thank you.
You're welcome, Paul. How are you?
I couldn't be better. I'm so interested in, what makes a guy like you. Where does the musicality come from? How is it developed?
I have a feeling that it's like a muscle. We've been given lots of muscles in our life, with our bodies, and if you use them and train them, your muscles get bigger and stronger. And it's kind of the same with music.
Chicago.
Yes.
What's the background of that? Is this around the time of the Chicago 7?
Yeah, I got a call from a friend of mine called Wavy Gravy. And
we remember him from Woodstock.
So he calls me and I go, "So, Wavy, why are you calling me?" He said, "Well, these 7 kids in Chicago have been busted for, disrupting the Democratic National Convention, and could CSNY come to Chicago and do a show and raise some money for their defense fund?" But that started with Wavy Gravy.
You got a little in you?
Sure. Let me put my guitar down here.
Okay.
So your brother's bound and gagged, and they've chained him to a chair. Won't you please come to Chicago just to sing? In a land that's known as freedom, how can such a thing be fair? Won't you please come to Chicago for the help that we could bring? We can change the world, rearrange the world. It's dying if you believe in justice, if you believe in freedom. Let a man live his own life. Some of those regulations them, blow them out the door. Yeah, well, a rough version, but yes, we can change the world, even now. I still think it to this day. I'd started this song, Teach Your Children, when I was in the Hollies. I hadn't finished it. I couldn't quite finish it for some reason. I used to, and I still do, I collect photography, and I had a huge collection. And I put it on view, and I never tell a gallery owner which image to next image. That's their job. I bought a photograph of this woman, Diane Arbus, and she had done a picture of a young boy in Central Park with a hand grenade. But the gallery owner had put it next to a photograph of Krupp, who was the German arms manufacturer that provided all the arms for both world wars.
Wow.
And these two pictures together made me realize that if we didn't teach our kids a better way of dealing with ourselves, we were in trouble here. And then I was able to finish the song of Teach Your Children.
Wow. One of these songs that, either a cover, like which was great, like I'm Alive is great, or when you started...
Hey, Carrie Ann, hey, Carrie Ann, when you were at school, our games were simple. I played a janitor, you played a monitor. Then you played with older boys and prefects. What's the attraction in what there's in you? Hey, Carrie Ann, what's your game now? Can anybody play? Hey, Carrie Ann, what's your game now? Can anybody play? Wow, yeah. Wow, old song. Carrie Ann, Carrie Ann, Carrie Ann,
That's one of yours? You wrote that?
Yes, it used to be. It was about Marianne Faithfull, actually.
Wow. Oh, it used to be Hey Marianne.
Yeah.
You see that?
But we just didn't have the balls to do that.
Now, a theme that you explored later, because I read this story, I thought it was so interesting. Just a Song Before I Go. And I read that this was like a challenge. You were just about to go away, same kind of thing, on the road with your band.
I was in Hawaii, actually, on vacation, and I had a couple of hours to kill before I had to catch a plane back to L.A. to the studio.
Yeah.
I was at a friend of mine's house. He was a low-level drug dealer, just marijuana, nothing heavy.
Okay.
And he looked at me and he said, "Hey, you're supposed to be some big-shot songwriter. I bet you can't write a song just before you go." I said, "What?" He said, "I bet you can't write a song just before you go." I said, "How much?" He said, $500.
Yeah. That's like for an eighth. That's about... Anyway, go ahead.
Yes, indeed. So he didn't know that he had given me the title for my song in the question.
And you used it.
And I used it, and I sat down and wrote Just a Song Before I Go.
But not only that, but you made a real song out of it with some life lessons about a guy going away.
Right.
How about a little of that?
Just a song before I go, to whom it may concern, traveling twice the speed of sound, it's easy to get burned. When the shows were over, we had to get back home. When we opened up the door, I had to be alone.
You and Alan got together the Hollies.
Right, December 1962.
Five-man group, if I remember correctly. So there's the two of you, and you're both singing.
Right.
Both play guitar.
Yep.
And then you met some other guys.
Yeah, bass, drums, and,
guitar in the Hollies, an incredible element.
Yeah.
That people don't remember. Tony Hicks.
Tony Hicks was a great guitar player.
Now, another guy, a great guitar player. Where did he come from?
Tony Hicks came to listen to the Hollies because we'd asked him, we'd heard him play guitar with Kirk Daniels and the Deltas, right? So we knew he was a great guitar player.
When he opens his mouth to sing, there again, he sounds exactly like you, and he sounds exactly like Alan Clark. So you got three guys who sing together and sound like each other, just like the Everlys, really.
Correct. That's what we wanted to do. We wanted to add a third voice to me and Alan. And because me and Alan as a vocal foundation were pretty strong because we'd been singing together for a long time. So Tony joined us on harmony, and man, we didn't look back. Our first record was a hit, and we never looked back.